everyone. Thanks for pressing play. You are watching a new episode of Talking Comics, ExcaliburCCGTV, where every week we come together to get you ready for Wednesday. This week we are getting you ready for January 27th. January's almost over, about to launch into February, and we have several things to talk to you about. Some very important things to talk to you about as well. But hey, thanks to all of our new subscribers and our new listeners on iTunes and Stitcher. Thanks for being a part of our community. I am Chris. My co-host Randy is here with me again this week, and we are going to dive into some comics. But first, there may be some delays this particular week due to inclement weather.
Yes,
Randy.
the snowpocalypse that's happening up north.
Yes.
And that could affect things with our distribution service, the warehouse that sends stuff to us. So be on the lookout for that if you're in the local area and frequent Excalibur Comics, because that could mean possibly Thursday, Friday, I don't know. We had this happen last year, and it delayed the books for a little bit of time there. It's all a matter of if things get into the warehouse beforehand and get shipped out of the warehouse beforehand.
Yeah.
Because they are not afraid to tell the drivers it's not safe to drive, get off the road.
Yeah.
Those of you who are in other parts of the United States could also be experiencing something like that. You may want to check if you have the blizzard, something like that going on, and see if that's going to delay books in your area as well.
Exactly. So there we go, guys. There may be a delay. Find out closer to time.
Yeah. Check with us, I'd say Tuesday.
Yeah, and we'll post on our Facebook page too.
We'll definitely do that as well.
So totally. So there we go, guys. Just a little annoyance to delay you from getting your comics. But guys, it's going to be all right. We got several great comics, great looking comics that we're going to be talking to you about this week. So let's go ahead and dive into some new number ones. This is a huge one. People have been waiting for this one for a while. And we're particularly excited about it because of the creative team that's involved. Let's go ahead and dive into Old Man Logan, number 1, hitting this week.
Ongoing series.
Ongoing from Marvel by the creative team that was on Green Arrow that we like so well. Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. Yes. Now Sorrentino did the Secret Wars. Brian Michael Bendis wrote the Secret Wars tie-in that he did, and Sorrentino drew it. But now Lemire and Sorrentino are back together. This takes a look at Old Man Logan. 50 years from now, he's lived through a lot of stuff. The villains took over and removed or killed or destroyed all the heroes that were there. His friend Hawkeye died in front of his eyes. The radiation that created Bruce Banner the Hulk made him crazier, and he created a family of hillbilly Hulks.
And the most important thing is he killed his friends.
He did.
Teammates.
He did all of that. But now he's presented with a second chance, a new opportunity. And with this series, he's going to do his best to make sure that doesn't happen with this second chance that he's been given. He doesn't want that future to ever come to pass. Yeah. So how will he do that? I don't know. This is the beginning of that adventure and story for Old Man Logan. And I say bring it on, because this creative team was great on their run on Green Arrow.
And it's a Canadian writing a Canadian character, and he is doing a bang-up job, Jeff Lemire, of writing Extraordinary X-Men right now.
Yep.
That has been a phenomenal read. The guy really has a handle on that. I wasn't sure how he'd do with a big team book, something like that. Lemire, he's golden.
Yeah.
Loving it.
Yeah. So there we go, guys. Check out Old Man Logan hitting this week.
We have a big one coming out from Image Comics. Simon Spurrier and Ryan Kelly, love Ryan Kelly's art, bring us Cry Havoc number 1, or as our dear friend Chris loves to say, Cry Havoc. Cry Havoc number 1. What you have here is a story that is about a lesbian werewolf that goes off to war. They say it's except not, but it is. I think they're just trying to be funny with that. I don't know exactly what's going on there. This is the thing I hate that they do with comics all the time. He knew this was coming. They say it's a good mashup if you like Jarhead meeting Pan's Labyrinth. Again, I never know exactly what that's supposed to mean. You know, maybe that's like the first time someone said, hey, it's like peanut butter with chocolate. what's that even supposed to mean? I don't know. Here, try it. Oh, okay, yeah, that's good, but I still don't know what it means.
There we go.
There we go. It's out there. I've actually had a lot of people adding this to their list here within the last week or two.
Yeah?
People are looking forward to this book.
Okay, well, good for them then. So there we go. So, there you go. With that craziness and that mashup right there. Guys, moving on. DC is going to be banking on some of that movie money with this release this week. Suicide Squad Most Wanted Deadshot Katana #1 extra-sized 6-issue miniseries by Brian Buccellato, Victor Bogdanovich. There we go. I got it right there. The first story, apparently each issue is going to have 2 stories. First story is about Deadshot. He's back in the game. He's making the world know that he is the best marksman out there until he comes across the fact that life's going to get complicated for him because his next target is now Lex Luthor. And how is that going to change things for him? And then we have Mike Barr returning, who's one of the co-creators of Katana, with Diogenes Neves to tell us the second story with Katana. She's trying to find out more about Soul Taker's origin, the sword that she is bound to. And it looks like an astrophysicist is going to be able to shed some light on that. But she's also got to face attacks from the forces of Cobra as well in this story as well. So we got 2 stories in 1 book, 6-issue miniseries coming out before the movie. Have fun with that.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Here's one for us that's, I don't know. I have a whole lot to tell you about it. It's a one-shot coming from Dark Horse Comics, Hellboy Winter Special number 2016. They say #1. It's not #1. It's a one-shot.
Yeah.
There is no #2. Don't write #1 if there is no #2. That's a personal annoyance to me. It's 3 stories, 3 Hellboy stories, and it's told by some pretty big names within the comic book industry. You've got Tim Sale, you've got Mike Avon Oming that's on one of the stories. You have Mignola telling one of his stories. Is that how we say it, Mignola?
Yeah.
And then I don't know who Chelsea Kane is. She's a best-selling novelist. I don't know what novel she's written.
I don't know either. I saw that
They didn't tell us that. But there's 3 different stories there.
Yeah.
One of the stories may be of particular interest to the people that are picking up the Hellboy and BPRD 1953 series because it will be a lead into the next miniseries ongoing. I don't know what it is. I think it may be an ongoing.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. But it's a lead into that. It's there for you guys. If you love Hellboy, if you've been missing Hellboy in Hell, and everything else that comes out Hellboy, you've got something here to kind of wet your whistle.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, another one that we'll have in limited supply is Victory City, #1 from IDW, written by Keith Carmack, art by Vince Nappi. It's a 4-issue miniseries in the vein of the movie Seven. So if you like that type of thriller mystery, you're going to like this type of book. A young woman has gone missing. Unidentifiable bodies are piling up in the morgue. And a lone wolf detective is about to stumble across an evil that no one in Victory City is prepared for. Can the good in Detective Ness overcome a killer whose vicious acts grow to supernatural proportions? Is that Elliot Ness? Is this a fictional story of Elliot, the great renowned detective Elliot Ness? So I don't know. This is a 4-issue miniseries from IDW. If you like that type of crime, noir, dark story, then check out. It's just a 4-issue miniseries and have fun with that, guys.
If it's not happening in Cleveland, then it's not Elliot Ness.
Then it can't be Ness.
I don't know. Unless he's gone somewhere else or they've reincarnated. I don't know what's going on with that exactly. And don't tell me it's in the same vein as Seven if I'm not going to get what's in the box.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Something that's not in our box this week are storyline issues. Yeah, there's no storylines at mega events that are going on right now. So hopefully that'll change soon. We do have stuff coming soon. It won't be too long before we're diving into Avengers Standoff and Civil War 2 and other things like that.
The big apocalypse storyline that's going to be going throughout the X-Men books.
Yep.
And guys, just a side note. Avengers Standoff. Put it on your list.
Yep.
Pre-order. It's big.
Yep.
The news just came out. Why it's so big. I mean, I'll say right now, if you don't want a spoiler, we'll give you a little thumbs up when you're good to go. You can turn down the sound. But I'll give you the news. I mean, it's everywhere. They're not hiding it. Avengers Standoff is the return of Steve Rogers.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So if Good to go.
You're good to go now.
If you didn't hear that, you've been living in a box, something because you didn't see it on the news or on the news. It was on TV. So, but you've got that to look forward to. Pre-order it. It's going to be big news, and it leads into Free Comic Books Day.
Yes.
So those are two big things for that. I don't know what the next big thing is from DC.
Is it still more of the Dark Side War?
Well, they still have Dark Side War going on,
going.
but we'll get the next big thing at Free Comic Book Day. The closer we get to that, they'll get the announcement, and they've got the super secret, top secret book that they'll be putting out.
Yeah, and today, today, before we started this recording, Dan DiDio and Jim Lee released on their Twitter accounts an image that simply said Rebirth on it. So we don't know what that teaser is for, what it's about, or anything. Maybe that's something that maybe that's a big upcoming storyline through the DC universe as well. So we'll cover that stuff. You know how we do, guys. We let you know about this stuff. Probably too much. We just let you know. But guys, let's move on to some of our favorites. Books that are hitting this week that'll be at the top of our stack. The first things that we read. Randy, what's up for you?
Some fun ones for me. We've got Art Ops number 4, and with this we see Reggie's missing, and it looks like some horrors, dangers from his past kind of responsible, may also be threatening his life with it. And in the meantime, with him missing, it requires the body to go and look for a particular inmate at the Art Prison. So there's lots of fun stuff going on with this book. Beautiful Mike Allred art on the book. Love that. We've got Black Magic number 4 coming out, and all that says is that there's a stranger that arrives in Portsmouth. Don't know who that is. This has been a phenomenal read. If you have not been reading Black Magic, it's really cool. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be with this occultic detective looking at supernatural. No, it's a regular detective and a regular police force who she dabbles in the occult.
Right.
And there's something going on. People know her true name. People are out there. The hammer, all this stuff. It's good. It's a lot of intrigue mixed with magic. If you like that stuff and haven't checked it out, please go do so. Finally, Spider-Woman number 3. With number 3, we see that Jessica thought that she was at this super secret hospital being held captive by these scrolls somewhere in the city. She is in a super secret hospital being held captive by scrolls, but it happens to be located in the middle of a black hole. And so all help is cut off. Yeah. How is she going to deal with this? It's been fun. I like this book a lot. And Javier Rodriguez, his art is beautiful.
Yes.
Fell in love with it on Daredevil.
Yeah.
And have continued on into Spider-Woman.
Yeah. Great stuff. Great stuff. And a quick shout out to my boy Buzz. Savage Dragon comes out this week. So there we go.
You would have heard about it if Buzz was here.
Guys, for me, East of West 24. Yes. Old friends reappear in this issue. It's just got to be bite-sized bits with this book, guys. It is so good. It's so rich and deep. Anyway, good stuff. Check it out if you haven't. Also this week, Saga 33 hits this week. 2 of the reporters that we saw issues ago are back on the case. Upshur and Dolph are back on the case. So we get to find out what they're searching for, what they're looking for, what's transpired. Yeah. Hopefully since between last time we saw them and now.
Yeah, and they had the spell cast upon them that they couldn't talk about and do certain things or say certain things without big consequences. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what's happened.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's years later now.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. Maybe the spell had a statute of limitation or something like that.
Exactly. It worn off after. Maybe it worn off after. Or maybe they're investigating something parallel or alongside. So we'll get to find out. Starting with this issue. Also for me, Southern Bastards number 13. Coach Bloss. The Running Rebs are facing off against Wetumpka for the most important game in Crawl County history. And if you guys have been reading this, you know what's going on. It's been fantastic. All my picks this week are all Image books. I don't know how that happened, but I'm definitely looking forward to the other stuff that we talked about as well earlier in the episode. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to these 3. These will be at the top of my stack for sure. So have fun with that. Guys, tell us what your favorites are for this week as well. Tell us what you'll be looking forward to picking up and reading first.
I've got to say, guys, I geek out every now and then with some things, and I don't know how the hell it got out there, and I don't know how does he watch our show? Does someone know him and relay it to the guy?
Yeah.
I enjoyed getting to see, what was his name? Chris Hole something? I'm sorry I'm butchering the name, Hole. But
Something.
Getting to see the creator of Carver send out a little shout out to Excalibur Comics saying, hey, thanks for letting people know this is out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to try and cover some lesser known books a lot of times and say this is here. I give much love to Rachel Rising when I can and whatnot. But it's just kind of neat that somebody, I mean, he's just an average Joe like you and me kind of thing, but it's still fun that
it is
that someone recognizes and appreciates what we're doing for them. Which it's not just for them; it's for us trying to say, hey, it's out there, and pick up this book and read it.
Yeah, I mean, you recommended it, so I mean that's really cool. That's really cool, and being recognized for that's great.
Yeah. Wasn't expecting something like that.
I know, seriously, that was super cool. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, it's not like whatever his name is, guy. If you know me by now, I've butchered enough names, and I've told you enough times I don't remember names.
Exactly.
I'm lucky I remember that the first name's Chris on that.
Yeah, exactly. Because I saw it too, and I was like, who is this? Oh wait, this must be the writer or the creator of the book. So yeah, so kudos, way to go. So there we go, guys. Moving on. We have a bit of a controversial question of the week.
Yeah.
My man Randy here has some strong convictions towards it. But guys, if you've been following the news for the Deadpool movie that's coming out in just a few weeks, you may have heard that it's been banned in China.
Yeah.
Because it is going to be rated R, but because of the language and violence and nudity that's going to happen in the movie. And we've also had one of the former, do you know which creator it was?
Grace Randolph.
Grace Randolph? Mm-hmm. She did something on Deadpool?
I don't know. She may have done a miniseries. I'm not sure what she did, but it's Grace Randolph.
Okay. Comic creator Grace Randolph, who's done Superbia.
Yeah.
She did that with Russell Dauterman, who's the artist on Thor right now. Put out a petition saying, hey, you know what? We need a Deadpool PG-13 version hitting the theaters as well as the rated R one.
Yeah.
So our question is simply this. Should the Deadpool movie be released as a PG movie version
PG-13
and PG-13 version as well as a rated R version? What do you think?
Yeah.
Randy, tell us.
Not saying that you should do away with the rated R version. And it's because she did this because she had an 8-year-old fan contact her and say, I'm upset, I can't see this.
Okay.
And, I like this character. And before people go out and say this character isn't for young kids, 8 years old and whatnot, the character started out in an all-ages comic.
Yeah.
New Mutants.
Yeah.
And was in an all-ages comic as a supporting character here and there in X-Force. And his ongoing 997 series that started for much of the series was under the comic code and an all-ages book.
Okay.
And so his character, not until really the Duggan run, has his character been more on the pervy side with some things, more on the very profane side with some things, and more on the showing the slaughtering of people with things. Deaths happened off screen, off page. You turn the page and bam, you see the gun shoot kind of thing. You did not get a whole lot of that. Even throughout Way's run, it was not very heavy with that. And so it's one of those things that there's some validation to what she's saying, I think, and what that young fans can be fans of this character. They put the character on Ultimate Spider-Man or Avengers Assemble. They put them on a Disney cartoon show.
Yeah.
Don't put this character on there if you are not wanting to make fans of this character, kind of thing. I have Nathan, who you guys have seen on some of the videos here before, and other fans that are parents in the store. Their kids are fans of this. The little kids are fans of this. And sometimes, one of the guys was telling me yesterday, he's like, he doesn't really even know who he is, but he knows I like him, and so he likes him.
Right.
Or he has guns and knives, and how cool is that kind of thing? And so the kids out there enjoy this. And a PG-13 movie has already there are some possible links to certain sites and everything that deal with movie news. They were saying they were already considering this for the DVD. So if they're already considering this, why not do it in the theater? Is my question there. You can have this. Let the dad go take his son or daughter to go see the PG-13 if they feel that it's appropriate or can. And then later on, when child's in bed or something, they can go out and see the rated R version. The biggest problem I had with this when I first heard they were giving the R rating was that they're going, if I were the head of a studio, I would fire the person that did that, because you're limiting the amount of money that I'm going to be able to make at that studio. PG-13, I mean, it's not something that you can argue, guys. It's something out there with the statistics that our films do not make the amount of money back that a movie that's PG-13 can. That is why you see so many PG-13 films.
Yeah, it's the truth.
So
and then because of that, with it being knocked out of the China market, which is the second largest movie-going market in the world.
Yeah, and when we hit 1 billion, with Star Wars, it had not even opened yet in China.
Yeah.
So it's a huge market, guys.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. I don't think that there's a problem with releasing a PG-13 version of it. I think that it should be. I think that you can have your cake and eat it too with both versions of that film. It's not remaking and making it a Disney film. No. It's taking out 5-10 minutes of the movie where there's profanity that they change up maybe, and then taking away scenes where brain matter is shown or gaping holes, wounds are shown, different stuff like that's not shown. And I think that you can clean something up and have it available there.
Yeah.
They go out and they make a digital and a 3D version of a film these days. They make 2 different versions of films. Why can they not do 2 different versions of this? That's my argument. That's where I stand with it, guys. I don't know if he says, hey, it should be rated R only, but that's where I'm standing on it. I'm not saying the character shouldn't be, and I'm also saying learn your lesson, people that want to say he's always been a mature adult character. No, he is not. He was a mercenary. It was pretty much Spider-Man. He was mouthy. That's what he was. Yeah, he was. Lobo even switched and changed from that, where he was a mercenary, and then he grew into the Lobo everybody knows and loves.
Yeah.
So they didn't start off that way, people. I just see the people on the internet that fight so fiercely, saying, "No, this is how they were," and it's like, you've never read the book then.
I mean, it's true. Or the early part, the origin part.
Yeah.
When he first appeared.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think they should have I think they've done what they should do.
Yeah.
They've chosen one rating and they're sticking with it.
Yeah.
Maybe it would have been more beneficial to everybody involved if it would have been PG-13.
Yeah. And I'm not taking away and saying this will not be a fun film, a good film, or even a successful film. It could have been a more successful film with this, or even if they released it as on that, they're making more money.
Yeah, I mean, it does open up the distributorship. It can be a larger audience can engage with it. The kid, depending on that kid's parents, however they are, people are kind of weird here in America. But there's tons of people that take their 8-year-old kids to rated R movies all the time. But rated R, you're right. Rated R movies, I think one of the big things that happened with The Matrix when it was first released is that it was one of the highest grossing R-rated movies ever. Yeah. Because it just had this huge mass appeal, even though it was what it was. They are kind of limiting themselves, and I was disappointed that it was banned in China.
However, I will say with something like The Matrix, you could probably look at parents going to see that film, and there really wasn't a good reason to have that rating on it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
And language would be your main thing, but there wasn't a whole lot of heavy language in it. And they probably dropped the F-bomb enough times to get it that rating.
Yeah.
And so parents probably went and saw that and made the decision and went, this is an okay film to take my kid to go see, kind of thing. So that is something that there can be an exception to the rule. However, with Deadpool, I think that very few parents are going to go see it first and go, let me see if this is okay, and see the language, see the nudity, see the violence, because I did see a review and they said, man, it is gory.
Okay.
And they're not going to see that and go, yeah, let's go bring Billy on in here or Sally on in here. No, they're not going to do that. It's unfortunate because at this heyday, I hate to see somebody missing out on that. Because a lot of those people, my thing would be, put yourself into either the child's shoes. What if you were the kid and that movie was released?
Well,
and you weren't
that
able
goes
to go
back
see
to
it?
what you were saying, though. They need to send a more unified, cross-platform message of who Deadpool is. If you're seeing him in the Spider-Man cartoon, then we should have seen a PG-13 movie version of the movie out there.
Right.
You know, if you're hitting him, if you're wanting younger audiences to see him like that and stuff, then make him accessible to those younger audiences. A rated R version that really stands in the way.
Yeah, and kids are going to have a hard time understanding that.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, wait, this guy's not funny like he was on the cartoon, or it's like,
or there's a different funny.
Yeah,
there's a different funny,
totally different funny.
Yeah, it's so
there we go, guys. Should the Deadpool movie be released as a PG-13 version, as well as the rated R version? Tell us your thoughts about that down below, because we could go on and on talking about it.
People apparently are very opinionated about this online. It's crazy. I was expecting more level-headed talking, and no, it boiled down to a lot. You're stupid if you think, kind of thing. I'm like, come on, give me a point counterpoint.
Well, a lot of people like for the R rating or for the.
There are a lot of people for the R rating, and it's their basic argument is his character has always been, which they're wrong.
Right. So there we go. So guys, tell us in the comments below. Tell us about the new number ones you plan on picking up this week. What your favorites are, and answer the question of the week. Tell us down in the comments below. Let's have a discussion about it, because we could talk more and more about it.
Yeah.
We're not going to do it right now in the video. We'll do it in the comments down below with you guys. Well, plenty to say about that, so I'm expecting plenty of opinions. Easy Tiger, you were the winner from last week. You were the first person to make that post, so expect a gift from Excalibur here in the next couple of weeks. I'll take care of you. I've done it before, so there we go, guys. Guys, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so. And thank you to all of our listeners on iTunes and Stitcher as well. If you got a moment, share the video. Share the video, share the podcast, however you're listening and or watching it. Please take a moment to share it, because we love coming together every week. Whether it's me and Randy or me and Buzz or Buzz and Randy or whoever, we love coming together and talking to you guys about comics and the stuff that's hitting for the week. So, guys, there we go. Anything else to add, sir?
I think we're pretty good.
You good?
Yeah.
So, guys, until next time, take care. Read some great comics. Leave us some fantastic comments down below, and we will see you in our next video. Bye-bye.